Patty, just starting off generally, this weekend, you talked about it a little bit last week, but the meaning of this series for this team, both because of Bedlam, what it is, and also keeping the momentum going into the postseason.
I think that's the key here is just we really want to have a clean game, clean weekend. Pitchers have been great. Our defense has been outstanding. Offensively, this is going to be a challenge for us, and we know it. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of there's a lot of emotions in these games and all of that. It's good for us to feel. It's good for us. That's what LSU is for, is to kind of get us to understand what it feels like on the road in a hostile environment. So we're looking forward to it. It's always fun to play them. It's fun to play tight games. It's fun to play hard games. It's fun to play in front of crowds, whether they're for you or against you. But ultimately, it's going to make us better and prepare us for what's next, and that's what this is about for us.
You've had so few road games that have been truly hostile environments because your fans travel so well. I assume there'll be some red up there, but is that a challenge that you look forward to seeing how your team reacts to that?
Yeah, it's got to be in our circle. Our circle of our team has got to understand that it's them together. It's, you can think of it as you against the world. You could think of us as underdogs going into this. Who's going to lead us? How are we going to respond to things when it doesn't go our adversity, when it doesn't go our way? Those are the things we need to figure out, and make sure that we have it learned as we go forward.
Patty, with the success you guys have had, that Oklahoma State has had, it seems like Bedlam is not only big just because of the rivalry, but just the importance in college softball. Just maybe how cool is that from your perspective for this game to be such a premier game in college softball?
Yeah, well, ESPN is there, so that means something, and to showcase our state and good softball throughout our entire state. It's something to be prideful for, so we want to represent that as well. I mean, these are kind of bragging rights, so to speak, within our state, so it does mean something for us. We're not walking around holding trophies, and, we're not even talking about that right now. We just want to get through the rest of the Big 12 and then, celebrate after that. But these guys won't do much celebrating if they're not going to go up there and play well and play to win. That's what we're trying to do.
Patty, the trip to Tulsa is not the longest trip, but when you have Bedlam, you're already going on the road. Why was it so important to get that game in?
For a lot of reasons. I think it's important to play in state. We have a lot of fans up there. Our team likes to play a game better than practice, so let's all travel together and I think also I know I've changed my approach in a lot of ways where I want to help Tulsa. I want to help their program, and if we can help them sell out and they get profits from ticket sales that can get them a restroom in their dugout on the visitor side as well, then I want to help that cause. So it truly is. I mean, it's not really even a joke. It's just really trying to help them if they can make some extra money and help their stadium or whatever it is that they need. We're spoiled. We are spoiled. And you're sitting in this locker room going, really? Yeah, or this clubhouse, you're spoiled? Well, we're about to be very spoiled. But I've seen it at programs that just don't have the money or have what we have to do what we do. And if it's encouragement or it's opportunity that they get that they normally don't get, I think what was cool is it was their last home game and they played in front of a sellout crowd. I thought that was cool for their seniors, and it helped us. I mean, we learned something every time we play, and I think we walked away learning some valuable lessons as well.
Patty, on Saturday, we saw the emotion come from you when you talked about Grace Green and what she mentioned this program.
Yes.
Sorry, not trying to.
Yes, you are, but okay.
Where was the genesis of, I guess, either when you realized her being to this program or when she really put her stamp on that role?
I think my emotions come from just thinking about it's hard to be in this program and maintain yourself for 5 years. I mean, she's on her 6th year, right? Or whatever. I don't even know anymore. 6th year from COVID, right? That's what happened. Is it?
5, yeah.
It's 5, playing in your 5th year. So, you know, her and Grace Lyons started with like 6 other athletes, and they're the only 2 left. So it's hard to maintain. You have to be really good to last throughout usually. Or if you're not getting playing time, you're wanting to go somewhere else. She wasn't getting the opportunities. She stuck with us. She has such a wonderful heart and great approach. She's so approachable and wise, smart. And besides that, she's had some struggles in her life that I was right in the middle of with her. Family sickness, family death. She had injuries that have really set her back and really unable to be the athlete she wanted to be. So, I mean, I guess it just overwhelmed me in one moment. But everybody, you saw the response when she hit it out. It was like probably one of the greatest moments that she'll walk away with is just remembering that. So she means a lot to everybody here.
The excitement, I have to ask you about the excitement you have for having 3 finalists in the top 10 for Collegiate Softball Player of the Year. And you want to vouch for anybody or campaign for anybody. I'm totally kidding.
No,
No,
just
but
Heisman
the excitement
stuff.
you have for all 3 girls.
Very excited and very deserving. But I could tell you that there's probably 3 others that could be very deserving as well. So it's hard to talk about in our locker room. We really don't talk much about trophies and awards, and really the message is just focus on team and these are things that are out of our control. I don't vote for it. Coaches don't vote for this. It's a committee that votes for it. So they pick their top 10. I hope you win, but if not, we're moving on. Like we're not talking much about it. It's honorable without question. But it's really the message to our team is stay out of it. Stay out of social media. Keep your opinions out of our space. We don't need to get caught up in all of that. We'll celebrate it if we win. And if we don't, we just keep moving. We keep moving, and we all understand that. So it's an honor without question.
Patty, we don't know what the Big 12 schedule will look like next year, but I'm assuming this may be your last conference series in Stillwater. But I'm curious what your thought process, if you've thought much about post-Big 12 Bedlam, whether you'd like to keep trying to play Oklahoma State in some way or not.
It's really interesting because I haven't even gotten halfway through my 2024 schedule, so it's not on my mind whatsoever. I'm assuming that our athletic director will have some input on it. I've never been called and asked to play. It's never even been discussed. So I'm not worried about it. When there's the right time for me to even think about it, I will. No one's afraid to play anyone else, anything like that. It's really, I have to understand the dynamics of what we're walking into and what makes sense. So first and foremost, I'm going to take care of our team. But and what's best for us. But our athletic director may be having something else on his mind. I don't know, but we will come to that road when it's time. But it's certainly not even close to being time for me to even discuss.
Is it important for you to know how the SEC scheduling plays out? Is that
100%. Oh, absolutely. There's it's completely new to me. I mean, my whole life here, I've been begging people to play us, and now it's like I've got an army ready to come get us. So I've got to figure out how that plays out and all of that. So
would you entertain, like, I know before it was, 1-1-1 or however it was done with Bedlam. Would you be interested if it became something like that, or, I mean, I don't know if you've given much thought to.
I really haven't. I mean, there was a time when we were doing a home, Hall of Fame and a home, and that was not changed by me. So that made a lot of sense, but I don't know. I really, if I'm going to be honest, it's not even on my plate right now. There's so many other things I'm having to worry about, like going into the SEC is something I gotta. Yeah, that's a whole nother animal that I'm looking forward to, but it's scheduling wise. I'm just trying to work on 2024. But if it works right, we're in. There's no, oh gosh, we don't want to. It's just sense doesn't make sense.
So when you say you're working on 2024 schedule, you're trying to set up that game at football stadium.
Who said that? Who would even stand in front of their fans and say something? I'll tell you, because I know he wouldn't. Joe Castiglione is a mover and a shaker, and I think we all know that. And if it is feasible, if it fits, which it seems like from the renderings it doesn't, but is it worth us moving things and
Building a green monster or something.
I don't know, but if there's a way, I know he'd want to do it. But then it's like, well, for just one game, and so now do you bring somebody in for a series and say, let's play 3-game series there? I just going to tell you this. When I came to OU, and I'm coming from California, and there's no big-time football out there that I would ever go to. I went to Long Beach State, so right? So when I came out here, I'm like, oh, like breathtaking, wow. And then I'd bring recruits in and I'd say, wow, could you ever imagine if we could ever play in front of this many fans? And they're like, oh gosh, no, I'd be so nervous. Oh no, and I'm like, yeah, no, it'll never happen. I mean, before I got here, I'm looking at the Hall of Fame and 2,000 people going, oh my gosh. Now I'm standing in front of you going, we could play in front of 80,000 people. Are you kidding? So my life has just been like taking on so many like wow moments in the last 5 years or so. So I'm telling you, if Joe could find a way and we could find the right time and the right team, I think it would be absolutely amazing. So now I'm leaving it. I put it in the ear, and now I just fold my hands and I stay quiet and just wait and see. So, but to me, it makes more sense to put a softball field outside than a volleyball court, because there's a lot of things. I don't know. I'm sure they've got it all figured out, but now we're feeding off of other sports. Other women's sports, which is so cool. It's just it's jaw-dropping what's going on right now. I couldn't be more excited about this stuff.
I mean, not nationally, Patty, drawing off other women's.
Oh yeah, like if Nebraska, I wouldn't think of that if Nebraska didn't put something out, and I'm like, oh, if they can do it, we can do, and then I stand in front, and then, yeah, that was really bad. It's not smart, but it grew legs, man. It got moving, and yeah, there's renderings out there. I'm like, oh, geez, wow, okay. So I waited for Joe's call, like, oh yeah, but he's like, oh, we're gonna investigate this, so it's not dead.
What have you seen from Oklahoma State? I know Kelly Maxwell's been great this year. Rachel Becker, I could go Caitlin Carwell all the way down. What have you seen from them on film so far?
Oh, they're good. They're good offense for sure. You could see their walk to strikeout ratio is very close to each other. So they find ways to get on base percentage, good bullpen, solid defense. I mean, it's almost like we're playing ourselves. That's what I feel like. The way they run bases, things they do, I feel almost, I'm trying to set up practice like we're playing ourselves. So yeah, they're good. They're ranked high. This little skid they have, to me, doesn't dismiss how good they are. I mean, they should be in the top 8 without question.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I wanted to ask you about Riley Boone. You talked about the spark she brings. Obviously, she had the highlight catch against Kansas, but maybe just what have you seen from her development, both just at the plate and in the field, just as a complete player?
Just maturity and understanding that she belongs in this lineup, and she brings this really fun, exciting energy to the team. She's just a well-balanced. She was really kind of better on defense than she was on offense, and she really puts in the work. If you want to know an athlete that goes in and gets her work done and gets her swings in, a great example is Riley Boone. So I've just seen all this come to her as she's gotten older, but just an absolute tremendous athlete in every way.
Defensively, you guys have been so strong lately. Defense has been making highlight plays, and then it seems to be motivating the pitchers. They make big plays, and that motivates the defense. When did you start to notice that kind of relationship start to unfold? Obviously, you guys have been playing good defense all year long, but just the way that you guys are clicking now.
Yeah, it's probably after Baylor, honestly, the first Baylor. That didn't sit well with anybody on the team, and we just all came to the conclusion that we're better, and so as we started to roll, it just got more infectious. So pitchers have their own little clique. Defense is a very prideful group. Hitters like to talk hitting, so it's just 3 different cliques on one big team that all want to see these cliques working together. So it's been wonderful to watch, and if we're not hitting real well, our pitching staff and our defense is saving us. I think last night was a great example till we got down to the end of the game. There's also been times when hitters have stepped up in front of pitchers who maybe didn't have the greatest game, and showed them they'll score runs for them. So they pay attention to each other's crafts, and that's been enjoyable to watch.
Alyssa seems to have really hit her stride recently. Obviously, the Grand Slam last night, over the weekend, a couple of highlight plays at third. Just what have you seen from her?
She's a gamer, absolute gamer, loves big moments, loves to come through for a team. And she takes practice super serious as well. So if she is not executing at practice, she's very unhappy with that and holds herself to a different standard. And you can see it on a daily basis. And that's what you would hope every player on your team would be like.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you guys.